GIFU is a game changer. So if you are not investing now with GIFU, then I suggest you really do because it's changing a lot of lives and also enhancing your capacity as a human being to develop yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and also serves you with all digital platforms on how you can invest, be it in with cryptocurrency or forex trading or e-commerce or what else, um, with real estate and so many other things. So I think it is something that one can really look at, especially in the time we live in. But then, apart from GIFU, of course, I know there are other element that also works. So many of them, you just have to find out which one is suitable for you and which one you can adapt. But then one mindset one has to develop about investment is risk management. You know, in every investment, there is risk management. You have to calculate your risk and know what to trade and what not to trade. I mean, in other words, you have to understand how the financial market works. You have to bring value in the community. You know, I was listening to some guy on Instagram. He said that, this financial crisis, there's nothing such as financial crisis. Financial crisis, it's actually our human limitation of, how should I put it? Our our limited mindset to understand how money works. Because how can you tell me that there is a financial crisis, but people are still eating, people are still buying, people are still drinking, people are still consuming, people are still buying new clothes, whatever, but this financial crisis. So this is something that one has to understand where your limitation lies and try to extend or expand your horizon, yeah, into thinking progressively. Another key aspect that is very important to understand when investing, it's first of all figuring out or defining what your community wants. All right. Once you have a definition, clear definition of what your community wants, and you provide to them this value, trust me, my brother, my sister, you will be every single time getting phone calls or even emails because they just need your product, because you're actually offering something that is scarce, something that is rare to find. Yeah. And based on that, for all of you that live abroad, yeah, well, I'm African by descent, by the way, and I live in Germany. For all of you that live abroad and you have plans of investment, or being an entrepreneur, or having your own business running, bro, sister, I tell you, do not forget to invest in Africa. Europe has given a lot of people chances. I mean, not just limiting it into Europe, we can also talk about America or Asia, in whatever context you find yourself in. Once you have opportunity to make some money outside Africa, save up that money. Do not be in hurry to buy luxurious things in Europe or in America, like cars, houses, whatever. If you can, go for it. But if you want to have a creative mindset, if you want to have a business mindset, invest in Africa. And when investing in Africa, of course, there's so many things you can invest into. There's so many things you can invest into. But one cheap advice I can give to you is invest in land. Invest in land, all right? Buy some land, and it doesn't have to be in the capital city or in the province, whatever. I don't care in which country you come from, but buy some land more precisely in some villages, yeah, or in a village, okay? And make sure this land that you buy is close to the road, the main street or the main road. All right. Why do we have to buy land and not houses? Yeah. Why do we have to buy a land and not a house? And why do we have to buy a land, let's say, in a farm and not in a city center? Why? This is a secret. When you buy a land, you can literally turn that land into anything that you want. If you want to build houses in that land, you do it. If you want to build, I don't know, any small enterprise, you do you. All right. So the main difference between buying a house and a land, because buying a house, you have you have so much investment to first the first investment you make, you do is just by buying that house. Secondly, you might want to renovate it, or you might want to resell that house, whatever. Or you might say that, okay, I want to buy this house for my family or my parents or myself because I want to have a house, whatever. It's fine. But then that house is not generating money for you. It's not generating income for you. Yeah. But then if you buy a land, you can build apartments, yeah, in that land. Yeah. Depending on how big the land is. All right. So it's very important to buy a land, like I mean a naked land, if I can put it in a more informal term, a naked land, like and then you can start anything up to from growing crops to building apartment. Yeah. And then one thing, the second step you can consider doing once you've bought a land, this is my cheap advice to you. I mean, you don't have to take it, you don't have to do it this way, you can do it in your own way, but I'm just trying to reactivate, reprogram your mind. Once you buy this land, start a farming project. Start a farming project. You can have some chicken running around laying eggs. You can have some, I don't know, pigs, whatever. Just have a farm. Or you can even grow crops, grow maize meal, grow agricultural product, grow some fruit. And you're gonna come back here and thank me later, because these are the things that generate people money passively and continuously. Why? Because every single day people eat, every single day people drink. And when I'm talking about drink, I'm not just referring about water, but alcohol as well. And to produce alcohol, there's so many products, there's so many ingredients that are coming from farming, such as maize meal, right? Well, I don't know about the beer in your country, how it's produced, but in some countries that I've visited in Africa, beers are actually produced out of maize meal. Now imagine if you have a farm that only produces, or like part of your farm produces maize meal, and you can later on establish a partnership with some beer breweries, and how much that will make for you, how much revenue would you make, let's say, per month or quarterly, or half a year or even a year, how much would you make? You understand? And that is just for maize meal. Now what about if you're growing other products such as tomatoes or whatever, you name it. I mean, I don't want to give you tips, but I believe you know what I mean. Okay. So first thing is, um yeah, get a land. Get a land. Very important. I repeat again, I cannot stress this enough. Buy a land. And buying a land in the village in some backwater areas, I believe not gonna cost you more than, I don't know, the price you think of. You know, what actually limits us, our youngsters of this society, of this modern society, is like we want this fast life thing. We want to show off, and we don't know how to use our money wisely. Okay. You get opportunity to make some money. Instead of investing it wisely, what you do, you buy things that won't generate money for you. Okay. You want to buy cars, you want to buy, I don't know, expensive stuff. What for? What? Of course, you can get them, but before getting those, you have to think about establishing a ground field where you can, you know what, sit one day, relax, having not to worry about you going to work 9 to 5, but you have something that you have established, and this something brings money passively to you. And me, in the beginning, the money can be small, but then in the long run, you're gonna thank me later, right? And for those of you still living in Africa complaining about the economy in the country, economy, whatever, there's no opportunities in your country. You have to move to Europe to make a living or to America, whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, it's fun. You do you. I'm not here to tell you what you should do, what you shouldn't do, but it's just a simple advice or analogy for myself that, you know what? Coming to America, coming to Europe requires money. All right. Coming to Europe requires money. You need to get money for the visa application. You need to get money for the flights, whatever. And we're not talking about 800 US dollars. We're talking about 1,500 US dollars, like one-way ticket. In most of these embassies, they're required to also buy a return ticket. I mean, if you want to come as a migrant to Europe or to America with the intention to live here, rest assured that when you go to the embassy to apply for the visa, they'll require you to have a return ticket, okay, to assure them that you're coming back to your home country, all right, even though your intention is to stay in America. But then if you want to prove to them that you are actually going to stay in Europe or America, you then have to have a valid reason for that, like a job contract in this country, or like your family inviting you, or if your family sending you an invitation later to your family inviting you to join them in this country, whatever, that's another aspect. But if you want to come with the intention to stay in Europe or in America, you got to show them that you have a return ticket back home. And you know what? When you pay 1,800 US dollars just for one-way ticket, so you're expected to pay like double the price for a return ticket. Now that money that you have saved up for to make it to America, use that money, buy land. Do not envy about America. Do not envy about Europe, because coming here, you're gonna work, my brother. You're gonna work, my sister. You're gonna work in some of this job. You aren't gonna like it. You weren't gonna like it. But because you wanna make money, you wouldn't have a choice. Yeah, because here, life happens very fast, and there are also many expectation from this country of you that just moved on, that just moved in recently. Okay, so the best thing is gonna be use that money, buy some land, and have some business running. All right. One day, that business will grow up. You're gonna make enough money to be able to travel to whatever country you want, maybe to seek partnership, or I don't know, visit, or and then you're stable. You don't have to worry about how much the flight ticket's gonna cost, because you have something generating money for you. All right. So this is some ideas that I wanted to bring to you. Think outside the box, Do not limit yourself. You are a young person. I mean, I don't even want to care about how old you are, because as long as you are strong and you are alive, there's always a chance. There's always hope. Maybe you're watching this video and you're already at some, I don't know, extended age of life, but you can use this knowledge and pass it on to the younger generation. Pass it on to the young people, because education is fine, but education won't bring food onto your table. Work will bring food onto your table. Education is fine, but education won't give you financial freedom. Your own investment, your own enterprise will bring you financial freedom. You understand? So that's the mindset. I'm sitting here right now talking to you. I'm doing my master's in political science. Yeah, I've worked at the German parliament for quite some time after I've completed my bachelor's degree. And I'm majoring now in political science. I'm now a second semester student. But apart from this, I mean, I'm doing great at studies. I know that one day in the future, I'm gonna work in some esteemed position, whatever. I don't really want to care about that, because I mean, it's actually pointless right now to talk about that. But then, apart from that, I have a business mindset, because I believe in the power of business. I believe in the power of business. I believe on what someone can achieve through businesses. Okay, so that's why I'm speaking to you guys. Please utilize. Do not be in a rush to buy things for yourself. Do not be in a rush to buy houses. Do not be in a rush to buy cars or expensive stuff. Do not be in a rush for that. You know, invest into something that's going to bring you money in a short period of time, because if you have a land and start growing some crops, in rainy season, what happens, crops grow faster, and then in a short amount of time you have product that you can resell in the market and generate something passively, and step by step your business grows. All right. Okay, guys, this is the mind that I wanted to share with you today. And you know what? It's always going to be worth it. Cheers.